Hi, Maddie. Hi, Haley. First question is going to be, or my both, mostly for both of you, but it's coming off the draft and going through training camp, and now looking ahead to this first regular season game on Saturday. Both of you guys have basically solidified your spot on the roster. What does that mean to both of you to have that spot on the roster? And two, what are things that you both want to contribute in your games, come the start of the regular season?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me personally, I don't see it as me having a spot yet. I mean, I think it would be um, wrong of me to become complacent and feel safe from that. I think even if I do earn a spot by the deadline, my mindset shouldn't change at all in the way that I approach the team, my training, my mindset and practice. So, I plan on not um feel getting complacent and feeling like I finally earned a spot. But I'm super excited for the possibility that I could play at the end of the week. And I think that for me it's important to just take it one day at a time. As a rookie, there's a lot coming at you, and it can be easy to get overwhelmed. So I like to prioritize one intention that I'm going to get better at every day, and hopefully at the end of the day I can be successful at that. So that's my main goal.
Yeah, I mean, just gratitude is the first thing that comes to my mind. Waking up every day and understanding, the platform that I've been given and this opportunity that I've been given. But at the same time, like Haley said, I'm coming in and I'm hungry every day. And I mean, it's just a consistent mindset that I have to have, regardless of, anything that people are saying or what the status is. It's how I come in every single day and how I walk into the gym. And so that's never going to change regardless of what's going on.
We'll go Maggie, front row on your right.
Hi, Maggie Hendricks with Yahoo Sports. For both of you, I would like to know what you learned in that last year of college, and maybe even in playing each other, what you learned that's preparing you for this moment.
Yeah, we've been joking a while. We kind of hated each other for like 5 years, but it's cool that we get to at every school, at every conference. But it's cool that we are able to put on the same jersey now and just have real conversations with each other. But I think in this last year, for me, the one word that I've been talking about is just resilience. Being able to come back from injury mid-season. There were many, many highs and lows that we had went through, but just continuing to, like I said, show up consistently every day, and just be resilient in that, and continuing to just fight and put a smile on my face, to be honest. Just appreciating every moment, and then also coming up to this, and it was a very high pressure situation going into the draft, but like I said, gratitude can lead the way, and it takes the pressure out of it. So that was a big
Recording in progress.
We'll go to Nancy, third row on your left.
Nancy Armour, USA Today Sports. Haley, right in front of you. You only played with Angel for a year at LSU, but it seems like you two have developed a really special bond. Can you talk about how that developed, and how much easier does it make it on you knowing you've got Angel here as a resource since she's already gone through, a rookie season?
Yeah, obviously, I played with Angel for a year at LSU. And we started building our bond there. Angel's a very, I think we share a lot of values and we align in a lot of things that happen off the court. And what we think, the standard of your character should be. And so I think it really is more than basketball. And honestly, we love talking with each other about things that have nothing to do with basketball, and what we do outside of basketball. And that's kind of where we bond the most. But yeah, I think having her alongside me this year, Angel has always been a huge encourager for me. Whenever I show any signs of self-doubt or questioning, like she's always the first person to basically tell me to like snap out of it. And if I'm like performing below my capabilities, like she'll hold me accountable to that and remind me like who I am and who I'm supposed to be. So I think for my rookie year, like having someone like that is going to be really important. And I'm grateful that it's her.
We'll go to Chris, then Katie, then Christian, front row on your left.
Hey, Maddie. Going back to what you were just talking about, the injury, what you went through this last year to get drafted, and then making the final roster. What was that moment like, and who told you that you made the roster?
I mean, for me, I keep going back to gratitude, and that's just the name of this year. But I think it also is just a testament to the player that I've been up to this point. This last year was a little shaky for me, but coming into, stepping into this moment right now, and not being peak up to this point. I mean, I think, like I said, it speaks to, what I've been through and what I've done to put the work in to be up to this point. So I'm excited to say that I'm only scratching the surface and truly see what I'm about to be able to do.
Katie, front row on your left still.
Hi, guys. Katie with CHGO. For both of you, how would you describe the culture of the Sky so far through a few preseason games?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're new here, but there's a lot of people that aren't rookies that are new. New staff, new players. Obviously, we're new, but I think that the overall like buy-in to who we want to be and like what our team is going to represent has been like very convincing, and I take comfort in seeing the older girls like completely buy into the mindset that our team wants to adopt. And so I feel welcomed by everybody. I think it's been a very welcoming environment, an environment that, I feel comfortable in. I know I can grow in. There's people that want the best for me here. So yeah, I'm very encouraged by what I've been able to be around in the first few preseason games. And, I just can't wait for the rest of it to play out.
I will say I was talking to Kia and Ewell after one of our first preseason games, and I was just telling them that I haven't played with this much joy in a while, and they had both smiled back at me and just said the same thing for them too. And so I think that's just a testament to this is kind of a unique situation where everybody is truly bought into just the character and the chemistry and the culture of this place and what Tyler and Jeff are trying to build. So
We'll go to Christian, front row on your right, then we'll go to David, then Steve, then Naomi.
Hi, ladies. Christian Winsider, Hailey, Maddie, you guys are often the last ladies out of the gym, and Jeff noticed your hard work and work ethic as well. Is that the mentality that you guys had going into training camp, and what kind of motivates you to work hard like that throughout the season?
Yeah, I mean, for me at least, that's kind of been how I've approached every day of my career in college. I plan on that being the case for me when training camp ends and regular season begins. I think that that's a core of like who I am as a player is my work ethic, and that doesn't change. It doesn't get I don't work harder or work less, by the results I'm getting. I think it stays pretty constant. So definitely wanted to show that I'm a hard worker here when I got here, but I think that that's something that will naturally reveal itself over time. And I'm just grateful to have a staff and people around me that are willing to work hard alongside of me. It's sometimes it's hard when you don't have the people around you that are willing to be in the gym with you, and that's not the case with the staff that we have. So I'm super grateful for that.
yeah, I would second that. I think it's just my identity is my work ethic, and that's where you get your confidence. That's where you get everything. So it's not just the way that I show up in training camp, but the way that I show up every day before then and after then. It's just my identity.
Hi, ladies. What type of advice have you been able to receive from the vets on this team just going into the opening weekend of the season?
I think the advice that has hit the hardest with me is like it's really, even though it's a new level, it's really the same game that we've been playing our whole lives. And I think as you know, your first year into it, you kind of see all the ways that it's different and you overlook all the ways that the game is the same. And so a lot of the vets have just reminded me that you know, the hoop is the same height, the ball is the same size, like it's still basketball. And I think that that is something that has really like grounded me and been able to calm my nerves sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think that it's not gonna come overnight. Just staying patient and staying resilient and coming in every day with a smile on your face will do a lot for you. And just having fun with it. Continue to have fun. I think, you know, me bringing joy is something that I do naturally. And so I think some of my vets picked it up. Even E will, like, she just keeps telling me, like, continue to play with joy and don't lose that. So that's something really important to me.
Steve, third row on your right.
Steve Greenberg, sometimes hi to both. Questions for Hailey. I believe you used the word standards of character off the court, talking about yourself and Angel, how you're like-minded. Can you mind going into that more, like getting specific with what you mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think that first off, Angel is someone who is very self-assured, and she doesn't allow other people's perspectives of her to skew who she knows who she is. And you know, I think that that belief in itself creates a calming presence. Angel's a very like calm demeanor, and I think that we're very similar in that way. And off the court, you know, we're regular people, and I think that we act like regular people. We treat other people, you know, to the correct way, and I think that I watch the way that she interacts with others, how she interacts with me, and you know, I just think that she goes about things the right way, and I don't think that that is always the side of her that is publicized. And so you know, I always speak on that and how I appreciate that about her, because I don't think that that narrative is out there in the media enough.
Last few will stay on the same row. Naomi.
Hi guys, Naomi Gray, Chicago Sports Network. Question for both of you guys. We heard all day about this this ability to be able to buy into what Tyler Marsh is creating here. I just want to know, how important is it to have a coach like that, especially in his first year, be able to build that chemistry very early, just within these first couple weeks?
Yeah, he's definitely from day one has instilled that trust factor. And I think we both can attest to the fact, you know, he just established that from day one. And I think once you are able to do that, then, you know, buying in and the willingness to buy in and work hard and, you know, run through a brick wall for your coach becomes much easier. So I think for me, it was just the fact that they established that from day one. And so that wasn't ever an issue, and we could just get, you know, we could hit the ground running from day one.
We'll close out with Alyssa and then Nancy, second row on your left.
Hey guys, I'm trying to understand a little bit better what kind of defense Tyler wants you guys to play as a team. Can you tell us a little bit about like what are some core principles that he talks about in practice and emphasizes to you guys?
Yeah, I think the number one word that really sums up our defensive strategy is like disruption. No matter what the scheme of the other team is, or what their offensive style of play is, like we want to disrupt whatever that is. Whatever they're comfortable in, we want to disrupt. We don't want to let them go where they want to go, dribble where they want to dribble, pass to who they want to pass to. And I think that, you know, the cool part about having that mindset of disruption is that's not necessarily something that is all about skill. It's more about of a mindset. So it's something we can always control, is like, are we willing to give the effort to disrupt? And that's probably a word that we say a lot in practice, is disrupt, disrupt, disrupt. So that's probably the best way I could describe our strategy.
We'll close out with Nancy. Last question, third row on your left.
Hailey.
Oh, sorry. Did I cut you off?
No, you're good.
Apologies. We'll go to Nancy, third row on your left.
Haley, what has it been like playing with Sloot so far, and what have you been able to take away from her just in the short time that you guys have played together?
Yeah, it's obviously been a huge blessing. I've said this before. If I could pick any vet in the league to play with my first year, it would be Salute. And I think that that's for a multitude of reasons, but just getting to watch and observe her and the way that she manipulates defenses and her patience and her pace are all things that um, are going to be very huge to my growth as a point guard in this league. And so she's definitely the best example that I could be around every day. And she's also extremely willing to have conversations with me. I ask her a lot of questions, but also if she sees something, she'll come up to me and express and, help me figure out something on her own initiative too, which, it's nice. She's investing time into me outside of me just asking her questions, which, she doesn't have to do, which I really appreciate. So, it's just the start. We've only really been around each other for maybe like 2 weeks now. So, the fact that she's impacting me so much already it's exciting for me, and I can't wait to be around her more.
Thanks, everyone. Courtney Vandersloot and Elizabeth Williams
Thank
will be
you.
next.